Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced. Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's basically all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion? No.
Hello,
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live. Yep. Dropped frames, live, recording, CPU, frames per second. We are on. Let's do this. Let's jump right into this on this Saturday afternoon while I've just been sat here chilling with my crypto and my coffee. I haven't actually looked at this chart today, so fresh eyes on this. Let's see what's going down. The crypto weather forecasts, the health of the network, the system checkup. Yeah, can't ask. Yeah, I mean F2 pools on mining B crash. So maybe they are just like another really humongous shitcoiner. But it's stupid. Like how can you not understand? I mean, you don't deserve to be running your business or deserve to be a miner if you don't understand where the fundamental value in your operations come from. You know, you're gonna end up making stupid decisions like these boys. Like dear oh dear, dear oh dear. Let's check out the markets then quickly. So Bitcoin's in the green today. All right, okay. I mean, it's slowly creeping up, but I mean, it's probably a reflection of the rest of the market. Who knows? Yeah. So it looks like let's have a look at the. All right, so these were the incremental investments. We had 1, 2, and then a third one. So yeah, I mean, whoever it was that made that big investment, they've kind of like got their gains back. So they'll be happy with that. As we know what's coming. Personally, I think we've got maybe 2.5 months, basically, to take advantage of this situation that we've been in. I mean, believe me, I have taken advantage of this situation that we have been in. 100%. I couldn't have gone in anymore. Literally, I've sort of cut down on my posh coffees. I'm having instant coffee, although Nescafe Gold Blend is still pretty good. Doing my own lattes at home, like not going out. Oh, well, I suppose we're kind of like locked in anyway, but I'm still being conscious about what I'm spending, and I'm thinking it's just like, come on. Just, I mean, we've been in this thing for like 2 years. In fact, we've got anniversaries coming up soon. So we've got release of the white paper, October 31st of this month on Halloween. Then we've got the anniversary of Bitcoin, the rebirth of Bitcoin is BSV on November 15th. We'll go after that. And then there'll be the start of the network on the 3rd of January. Then there'll be the transfer of the first Bitcoin to Hal Finney. Then there'll be then there's Bitcoin Pizza Day. Then there's the creation of the Tulip Trust and all these things. You know, the creation of the first exchange and whatnot. Yeah, I think it's worth. I might do like a little Bitcoin diary. You know, of anniversaries each year, which are worth celebrating. But yeah, you know, I'm almost, well, I've still got the energy obviously to do the shows because I'm anticipating what's coming, but in terms of financial, you know, going in, I think probably like exhausted is a good word. Like I'm literally exhausted, you know, like if anybody was to know the percentage of my overall wealth that I had in there, which is like 99.99999%, they'd say I was absolutely nuts. But you know what? I don't care. I don't care. I'm beyond it. I've done my research. I sent this article here from Mr. John Goldberg in the Philippines. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. I'm not sure what P100 billion means. Is that like a Filipino peso? Is it or something? Let's have a look. I mean, it's just kind of like interesting. I mean, people are so misguided at the moment, but it's interesting just to see sort of like how misguided they are. I mean, I still watch Laura Shin's podcast, and I'm just like, look, have you not got this yet? You're meant to be, you know, a journalist, and all she's doing is going around asking all these shitcoiners like what they think, and just going chasing their own tails, going round and round in circles. It's a bit crazy, really. Why don't they ask people who actually know what they're talking about, like me? Here we go. So this one says crypto banks are going to swallow fiat banks in 3 years or even less. Is that right? I mean, banks are certainly going to have to start, you know, innovating, certainly. But the entire globe is going to have to start innovating. So crypto banks are going to swallow fiat banks in less than 3 years or even less. In 3 years, a younger generation of banking customers won't do business with traditional fiat bank unless it offers access to crypto. Yeah, I mean, I'd agree with that, but I think this guy, Mark Beans, who's saying that, doesn't realise that it's going to be BSV, only BSV, you know. So, I mean, they're just kind of like having a bit of a stab in the dark here with this one. Within a few years, a younger generation of financial service customers are going to be able to walk into a bank and gain access to credit products, savings accounts, and investments that can host both crypto and fiat assets. In fact, the inroads that will allow for all this to happen are already breaking ground. You probably already know that Kraken, a cryptocurrency exchange based out of San Francisco, is now the first ever cryptocurrency business in the United States to become a bank. And again, I was just listening to their, I can't remember who he is, like one of the head of technical directors or whatever, chatting with A. Pompilano, who again, you know, biggest shitcoiner, doesn't really have a clue what he's talking about. You know, talking about these things and like, you know, digital assets, and he's got no clue that they have absolutely no value whatsoever. You know, I mean, they are going to come an absolute cropper. I mean, people are going to lose millions. They're going to lose their life savings because they've been believing all this crap. But it's not like the information isn't out there if they want it. You know, they just choose to listen to these shitcoiners, and it's just like, all right, well, if you want to listen to this shit and you haven't made sense of it, and you've made a decision based on what you think you know, that's your call, you know. It makes me kind of sad in the way that they're not intelligent enough to know what we know. But then, like I said, we wouldn't be picking up Bitcoin for $170. Yeah, I mean, that still makes me laugh. It absolutely cracks me up. Like when you have the fundamental understanding of this thing and you realize that it can only be this thing, and this thing is going to be like, you know, $40 million in like the blink of an eye for just one. I think to myself, well, you know, I mean, it's not that I deserve it, but, you know, I've done the research. You know, I mean, do I deserve it? I mean, maybe not. It's not like I've done anything, but yeah, like I said, I'm trying. You know, and if it does pay off like we think it's going to do, because my understanding is, you know, it seems to be right at the moment. What I sort of like predicted, you know, is coming to fruition in the articles that I've written. So there's no reason why. I mean, I've not seen anything that would make me change my mind otherwise. So, and I'm telling other people about it, and then other people are like, okay, yeah, you know, I hadn't figured this out for myself, but I understand what you're saying, and that seems to make sense. Yeah, I get that. So it's just like, okay, well, maybe this is going to be, you know, maybe this is going to be a paradigm shift, because Bitcoin holders, i.e., all of us, particularly here in BSV, you know, are going to be the wealthiest people in the world. But I mean, is that what the world needs? You know, good, honest, intelligent people, you know, taking charge of the ship, basically. I mean, I certainly think it's a great way to look at it. Whether or not you get a little bit of imposter syndrome, you know, maybe something, but I suppose what I'm thinking of, I mean, if I just look at myself being in the traditional current system that we've got, obviously, but I think thinking about it, the cards are stacked. The cards are so stacked against anyone and everyone trying to get anywhere. It's the Corellia is the Cantillon effect, where, you know, those who are close to the money printers, which are basically the crooks, you know, they get the money. So yeah, you know, maybe maybe it is time for the good, honest, intelligent people to get what they deserve. You know, an elevative lift. You know, to say, well, yeah, you know, and then again, you know, the more financially free you are, the more free time you're going to have to explain it to more and more people who are flocking into the space, wondering how, you know, what on earth happened. You know, all these shitcoiners are just going to be like nursing their wounds and rubbing their heads, going, oh, I've lost everything, what am I going to do? I'm never going to buy BSV, ever! I was like, all right then, mate, well, it's your choice. That's what I think is going to happen. But so, yeah. Exciting times, people. Very exciting times. So I shall leave you to enjoy the rest of your weekend. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Same time tomorrow. Take it easy. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and watch the full episode on Streamanity for just 20 cents. Go to www.satoshi.tv. See the link in the description below. Bitcoin, one chain.